A crazy week comes to an end, and there's so much that I learned, so much that I experienced, and so much that I want to share with you guys in this video. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So learning one out of this week: environment is absolute key. Your environment will either lift you up or drain you down. Your environment is going to determine how successful you will get. And I mean, there's so many points and so many examples I could give you why environment is such a key, but I can give you a very simple one. In this week I worked in the sales, and it was actually crazy that the team you work with, the energy they have and the hustle they put into the work actually completely determines how great and how good and successful the day is going to be. In the beginning of the week I worked a lot with people that are not that motivated. They always just get by, and I just always from Monday to Friday I always just got by. And then on Saturday I worked with a friend, and I can't explain you how much of a difference it made. It just lifts you up completely. It's just it's like upward spiral. You push yourself and you push, like iron sharpens iron. And if you're with your friend, or if you're with somebody that actually pushes to its limits and pushes to his limits, then you're going to actually get exactly that, and you're going to push you together to new heights. And that's just, environment is such a key. It can either drain you down or completely lift you up, and you need to decide for your own. Or is it worth it to still be with these all bad friends and just to pay the price that you probably won't get to the success you should go to? I actually took the action and took the decision that for me it's actually very important the people that I have around me, and that's why I handpicked exactly the people I have in my environment right now. The second thing I want to share with you in this video is more something that I realized, and it is that following your dreams, following your heart, is something completely different than focusing on a goal. On the left you see following your dreams, and on the right you see focusing on a goal. If you're following dreams like you see on the left, you're always kind of bouncing around and not actually pursuing one single goal and achieving one single task. It's more like just bouncing from one thing to the next. But if you're actually following dreams, following your heart, you're actually going to live life to its absolute fullest. You're always going to have something new to chase and something new to have. But you're never going to actually get the greatest at one thing. Then on the right we have focusing on a goal. If you focus on a goal, you're not actually following your heart completely. You're shutting off all these impulses and just focusing on achieving the goal, which also means that you need to actually blur out and don't use and don't focus on all these distractions that you get. They can be positive or negative distractions, but they are distractions. So if you focus on a goal, you kind of need to not listen to your heart and just be focused and disciplined with what impulse you follow. And it's more about just doing the same thing day after day after day after day. And that can kind of get annoying or boring, but that is how you actually get to your goal. You need to push through that, you need to go through that, and it's not always amusing, it's not always something new and fancy and stuff, but it's more long term, and that is how you're going to achieve your goal, with pure focus and dedication. And like you see, there's no bouncing around, there's just straight to the goal, no distractions, no impulses, nothing like that, straight achieving your goal. This week I'm going to make the challenge to only live with 20 Swiss francs for the whole week. The last week I spent much more, and that's just a challenge. Let's fucking get it. Something I definitely realized over this week is that great sleep just makes a great day. You should always try to sleep the best, or sleep as long as you can or as you want to, just because it actually gives you so much power and will for the day to perform and live the day fully, literally. I always try to sleep as much as I want to and as much as I can. Just because that gives you the joy in life. Like, if you sleep too less, it's always the same. Like, you just hate the life, just always fucking mad. It's just all bad as shit. But if you sleep like a G, you sleep now, you just love it, man. And you will also perform much better because you can be much more focused. Then you just need to have the discipline, like literally perform in the day and get the best out of it. Like, just sleep when it's getting dark and wake up when it's fucking the sun is shining in your face. It's beautiful. That's how you fucking perform like the master, like the G. Let's fucking go. And all the people that say, yeah, sleep 3 hours and stuff, hey, you can do that. And if you have a very important project or something to finish, then do that. But most of the time it's actually much more better, much more like efficient and much more effective if you actually like sleep more, but perform also much more. Here's the Pilates. Should be the greatest day ever, motherfuckers. Let's fucking get it. Then, the third learning I got out of this week is that self-improvement is self-masturbation. And at very first, I can show you the clip where I first heard this. It was in the movie Fight Club, where they actually said this, and it actually blew my mind because I couldn't understand it, because at that time I was completely into self-improvement.
Felt sorry for guys packed into gyms, trying to look like how Calvin Klein or Tommy Hilfiger said they should. Is that what a man looks like?
Self-improvement is masturbation. Now self-destruction. Excuse me.
Yes, you heard it right. Self-improvement is self-masturbation. But what does that actually mean, and what did I learn and took away for myself from that clip or from this realization that I got in this week? So what I learned is that self-improvement is just like a very cut off version of actually changing yourself. It's more like coping and just making yourself feel more comfortable that you're actually doing something with your problem, but it's not actually helping. If you actually want to change something, if you actually want to improve yourself, you will need to self-destruct and actually self-reinvent. Because you have a problem, and self-improvement is more like changing that problem and just a very cut off version of facing that fear and facing that problem and just going after it and actually changing something. Self-improvement is self-masturbation, and it's very much coping, and that's what I realized in this week. If you actually want to change, if I actually want to change something, I will need to self-reinvent and self-destruct at first. That's very important, and that's something that you need to realize by yourself to actually find out what I mean with that. And now the fourth and last learning that I want to share with you from this whole week is the student mind. The student mind is actually a mindset that just says that you can learn from anything and anyone. It's almost like this childlike creativity where you ask everybody enormously much questions. You just shoot the shot, you just ask the thing, you just always be very curious, and you just always want to find out everything and are very, very curious and questioning everything. And that is how you actually learn a whole lot. And on that sake, I actually want to read you a quote that I once heard from a very famous person, and he actually said something very great. Ask the girl, shoot the shot, launch the business, run the ad, quit the job, take the risk. When you're 85 years old and on your deathbed, you're not going to wish you had fewer crazy stories. And that's actually a quote that very much appealed with me, because I think if you actually want to learn and if you actually want to experience this life to its absolute fullest, you will need to take the risk, you will need to do the thing, you will need to shoot the shot. And the student mind is actually something that I developed to actually learn all the time, because I kind of feel like that all of us are kind of getting stuck in this cycle of not being a child anymore, in that sense of learning all the time and being creative as we were as a child. And that's something I actually learned to reinforce in myself. I ask every question that I have on my mind. That's something where most people have their ego in their way. You should never be afraid to ask questions or shoot a shot, because if you're actually going to learn from that thing, you're actually going to ask the question. Your ego shouldn't be in the way. You just should ask the question, shoot the shot, ask that girl, ask that guy, whatever, and just be curious, find out things, question things, and all the time, because you're going to learn from any situation and any person, and you're going to actually take opportunities and get opportunities just because of that. I literally can't explain you how much that actually helped me in my life, from where I was stuck to now, like having first sparkles of success. It actually helped me so much, and that's something I actually definitely going to continue. And that's also something that matches very much with my personality, but it's something that I can actually advise anybody who actually wants to become successful. Just try to learn from anything and anyone. Ask the question, every question that you have on your mind, just ask it. Don't let your ego stand in the way. And any person you find is like you can learn something, or you're curious about what he's doing and why he's doing it, just go there and just shoot the shot. Just ask him, just try it, because if he actually like rejects you, you did try it, and that's the most important thing. And the chances of you actually, if you actually approach every single person, the chances of you that you will get the next business mentor, the next person that's actually going to help you, is very, very big. And the last thing I want to share with you in this video are all the visualizations and all the things that I visualized in this whole week. So actually it started with me buying my Polo Ralph Lauren duffel bag, which you can see here, which I actually find is very beautiful, and also the package, how it came, was very, very beautiful. I mean, yeah, paid 600 Swiss francs for that. Then I drove SB first class on Tuesday, which I found also very great. I just love visualizing these things because I know I'm going to sit there a few years, and that's just beautiful. Then a beautiful Porsche that I saw, which I also found very, very beautiful. It's just all things that I actually think that are helping me, like making it more tangible. Then a beautiful Urus that I saw when I was like walking home from a friend's house, which I found also very inspiring. And then also what I think is very, very important to show are my investment portfolio that I actually grew also in this week. Then the YouTube channel growing that actually happened in this week, and also a beautiful hotel that I actually saw on the weekend, and I just like visualize myself sitting there having great business meetings, business talks, and all that kind of things. And then last thing, always when I just walked or did new things, that morning plasticity that I got. I don't know what it is, but in the morning my mind is just always very much working and has the greatest ideas. I can say the word, but it's like this morning plasticity. I can't explain it anything else, but it's just like working all the time and finding these new ideas. And that's just beautiful. So now I'm going to share with you the clips that I actually like, where you see that morning plasticity, where I'm just grateful, thankful, and yeah, where I'm just like embracing life and actually being very present. Just slept at a friend's place in Lucerne. Just beautiful, man. It's just in nature. It's just beautiful. That's the one thing that's just left in life, the most part. That or it's just the waking up in the morning, being able to just interact with nature and be present. Because this time nobody's actually around. Everybody's already working, slaving away their plans. And I'm here just to be able to live it, enjoy it, feel it. That's it, feel it, embrace it, live it, be it. And there you have it. These are all the things that I visualized, these are all the things that I learned and experienced in this whole week. And I just find it always very, very beautiful to just reflect on it. Not just for you guys, but also for myself. I always get these learnings and always get these like realizations back again, and that's also kind of reflecting, and I just love reflecting. I believe that all the learnings and all the things, your mindset comes from reflecting. Learning actually comes from reflecting afterwards. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and on that note, I'm going to see you in the next one.